I don't wanna breathe no more. I don't wanna live. I don't wanna cry no more. I have no more tears to give. The way you made me feel, I know I'll never feel again. And to know I'll never hear your voice is tragic. I know I can't feel a thing, but I'm this worthy, and it isn't. To walk out alone, I feel so alone, and I get so without your touch, I need it so, and I just can't. To know that you're home, I can't believe you're home. Yeah, it's so unfair. Can't grieve, I'm void of feeling. That's the way I choose to live.
Hey, welcome back. Once again, the show off the cuff. All right, it has been way too long since I've done this. I know that I promised a couple of shows last week and earlier this week. I was under the weather. I was a little on the sick side. I lost my voice. I had a sore throat and a canker sore, and just swallowing spit was painful. Speaking was just pretty much not going to happen. And if you've ever met me, you know how much I enjoy talking and expressing my opinion on just about anything. Whether or not I'm knowledgeable about the topic doesn't really make a difference. But that's why you haven't heard from me in so long. I really did want to talk about a lot of things a lot sooner than later. But this is where we are right now, though. Now, one of the things I touched on, I mentioned last week, something that pissed me off a great deal, and it still does. My girlfriend is sick and tired of listening to me bitch about it. So I'm going to bitch about it here and then try to let it go. Last week, I think it was a Thursday or Friday night, I was taking my dog Jack out for a walk, and it was late. It was a little later, so it was about 7 o'clock at night. You know, it was already dark on this side of the coast here, and walking the dog, walking the mutt there, and we're getting ready to cross the street. There's a few people around me, and Jack has a tendency to get excited when there's people around him, especially people that are paying attention to him, noticing him. He tends to act the ass when he realizes that people are paying attention to him. And, we start to, the light changes, we start to cross the street, he starts to act the ass, starts to act up, starts growling, barking, not in a mean, menacing way, but just, he's excited. So, to which one I tell him to shut the fuck up. And he does, and then we finish crossing the street, and I had to go pick up something at the local drugstore here. I don't remember what the hell it was. But I tie him up outside in front of the drugstore, and I walk in, and a woman walks in right after me, and she says to me, "Excuse me," and I turn around, and I'm like, "Yes, can I help you?" And she said she says to me, "I was walking behind you when you told your dog to shut up," and I'm like, "Okay," and she tells me, "Well, I just want to let you know that my own dog died recently, and I just want to let you know that when you told your dog to shut up, that it really hurt my feelings, and one day your dog won't be around anymore, and you should really remember, this, because it's not a good thing to, treat them like that." To which I looked her dead in the eye and said, "I'm very sorry for your loss." And I really was. I truly was sorry for her loss, because losing a pet is a very traumatic experience for anybody. So I tell her, "I'm very sorry for your loss, but I don't actually care about your opinion." That's what I told her next. And I meant that. What? To which she says, "You know what? You're very rude." I'm like, I'm rude. You're the one talking to strangers, giving them advice off the street about how to treat their pets. You know what? You're rude. And she starts to say something else, and I told her to shut the fuck up and to go somewhere quietly and die. These are my exact words. This is what I said to her. And I meant every word. I meant that I was sorry for her loss. Like I said, it's a very painful thing when a pet dies. But could you imagine somebody walking up to you and telling you how you should treat your dog. You know, when it comes to a pet, a pet is probably the closest thing people like myself will ever have to a child. I'm not comparing pets to children, but a lot of people do take on pets as surrogate children in their minds. I do not. I know that the mutt is a fucking dog, all right? Jack's a dog. I treat him like a dog. um, and and I felt really insulted and offended that this person that doesn't know me, doesn't know my relationship with the dog, doesn't know my experience with animals at all, would just have the balls come up to me and tell me how she thinks I should treat my dog. And basically, yeah, I told her I don't care about your opinion and you should go die. And I'm completely comfortable with that. And by the way, she looked like a cancer victim. She looked like she had cancer. She had the skull cap on. Looked like she had like no hair underneath there. She was very sallow and very thin and very. Her skin was almost transparent. And mind you, I don't give her a walk on that. I don't think that just because you're sick that you deserve special treatment when you act like an asshole. When you act like an asshole, I don't care if you have cancer. I don't care if you have AIDS. I don't give a flying fuck. You act like an asshole, you're an asshole, regardless of your physical condition. So that's how I felt about that day. Okay, so moving on. As you've noticed by the title of today's episode, Jodie Foster ruined the Golden Globes. And before I get into that, I want to talk a little bit about the Golden Globes themselves. Now, normally I'm not the biggest fan of award shows. I mean, I'll have them on in the background most of the time. Or if somebody I really like is hosting, then I'll pay attention. But the Oscars, the Golden Globes, the Emmys, the ESPYs, the Grammys, I don't give a shit. I don't know these people. They don't know me. I don't care about them. They don't care about me. So I'm not a big fan of award shows unless something really interesting is going on. Now, the reason I am watching the Golden Globes is twofold. One, my girlfriend does like award shows. She likes to watch them. And but there's only one true good way to watch any award show. And that's pre-recorded with a fast-forward button ready to rock and roll. You know, we do not watch it live. We recorded the whole thing. We did something else. Then when the show is almost done, then we started watching. And then anytime anybody got to their speech section, you know, their thank you, it was like, okay, fast forward. We don't give a fuck about your opinion. Just keep going. Don't give a fuck. And the other reason I wanted to watch the Golden Globes was because of the host, Tina Fey and Amy Poehler, which are both exceptionally funny, talented women in a very, very competitive and male-dominated forum, which is show business and show business comedy specifically. It is a tough, tough place to be for anybody, and especially tough for a woman. It really is. Because, let's face facts, the vast majority of people that go around watching shows like SNL or a lot of sitcoms do tend to be men, and we like male humor. They are able to convey male humor. As women, which I think is one of the most difficult things for anybody to do on this planet, is for a woman to convey male humor while still being a woman. An exceptional thing. It also helps that Amy Poehler has a really great set of tits. Seriously, did you check those out? Those are an amazing set of tits on Amy Poehler. You know. Were they the greatest set of tits you ever saw? No, but they were probably one of the greatest set of tits you ever saw for a comedic actress writer. So very much kudos, and they did a wonderful, wonderful job hosting. They were funny, they were incisive, they were rude, they were able to make fun of people. They made fun of James Franco and his debacle of the Oscars, and they even made fun of Ricky Gervais, who I love Ricky, who has hosted the Golden Globes, I think 3 times now, and every time criticized by the people that hire him. The first time they brought him on, they criticized him for not being funny or outgoing enough. Second time they brought him on, they criticized him for being too mean. Oh, geez, insinuating that, Tom Cruise is a homo. Like, who hasn't done that yet, And then the third time, he was barely on the show. They brought him back, he was barely there, and it was a gigantic disappointment. I loved Amy Poehler and Tina Fey. I thought they were really, really funny. I thought they were really, really just fun. And as the LA Times put it, they raised the bar on what's expected of a host of an award show. They really did. And much kudos to them. I love them both. I think they're very, very talented. And, I look forward to seeing more of them. And overall, I think the Golden Globes probably, of all the award shows, probably the one I enjoy the most, simply because it's the one where people do the most drinking. All you see, every time they do a cutaway shot, is somebody just drinking. And I love it because it looks like real people having a real good time. And it was just fun to watch, easy watching, but like anybody else, with my fast forward option, I watched the introductions, I watched the clips from the movies and TV shows, and the clips from the music, and I watched usually about a third of the acceptance speech, because after a while it gets a little boring. If you're not entertaining, I don't want to watch you do an acceptance speech. Adele, lovely singer Adele, big girl. She was probably the best acceptance speech of the entire night. She was up there, she was funny, and she was honest. She even said, I've been watching, and me and my friends were all right back there, we're just pissing ourselves laughing. That's what she said. We were pissing ourselves laughing. And I'm like, that's the person I want to hear. She was, without doubt, the best acceptance speech the entire night. Other people, though, they get into this bad habit of needing to thank, everybody they've ever met before they get their award. I'll put it this way. Once you get to the lighting crew, the sound crew, we don't give a fuck anymore. We don't want to hear you talk. Actually, as a matter of fact, once you get to thanking the writers, I don't give a fuck anymore. And I am a writer, okay? I've written scripts and blogs and short stories. And I'm telling you right now, as a writer, I don't give a fuck about the writers. But before I get into how Jodie Foster ruined the Golden Globes, and I'm pretty sure you already know the answer to this, we're going to take a break. Now, that first song we just heard was entitled Cold by Bosco and Peck. So far, I'm kind of on the fence on their music, but I'm going to play another one of their bits. It's called I'm Not Right, again, by Bosco and Peck. Please enjoy.
Section number 4. I see you thinking something about the night before. Left the room and they locked the door. They said you're weak, but we can show this. You've been crying inside and you just won't let this be. Something's wrong, you got to leave it behind. That's the burden of a healthy mind. And I'm not right, no I'm not. No, I'm not right at all. I know the temptation, I can't let you go. No, I can't let you go. Know that you was alive somewhere. Don't you whisper in the voice in my bed. Keep telling me, but no one seems to care. They just want to medicate me. I've been telling them what they want to hear. Cry sometimes with looks and tears. Truth is they don't think that I'm just not thinking clear. When I try to leave, they always interfere. They understand that I need. And I've been reading their minds. I know exactly what they meant.
The Cuff That was Bosco and Peck and their song, I'm Not Right. I'm enjoying them. I'm not like loving them, but I'm enjoying them. Okay. Jodie Foster ruined the Golden Globes. I stand by this. Now, before I get too far into this, let me just preempt this by saying I really, really like Jodie Foster. I like her as an actress. I like her as and I like her as a director. I have no issues whatsoever with Jodie Foster being a lesbian. I have no issues at all with her being a very, very private person or being a very public advocate of the things that she believes in. No, I love Jodie Foster. I do. I thought that she received, in case you didn't know, she received the Cecil B. DeMille, I don't care, I don't care what it's called, award. It's a Lifetime Achievement Award, whatever you want to call it, Cecil B. DeMille. It's in honor and recognition of the work that she's done, both in front and behind the camera. And it is quite the body of work. The woman's 50 years old, and her career started, I think, at the age of 3. So we're talking about almost 5 decades, almost half a century of work in show business. And at 50 years old, she looks fantastic. She was introduced by her presenter, which I think she gets the pick, actually, who was Robert Downey Jr., who I also love. Love him, love him, love him. One of the things I love most about him is his 3 biggest movies right now. Actually, let's say his 2 biggest roles right now is Sherlock Holmes in the Sherlock Holmes movies and Iron Man in the Iron Man and Avengers movies. He's obviously done other things besides that recently, but those are his 2 biggest things. And I've said it before, and I'll say it again. You could not have picked a better person to play Sherlock Holmes or Iron Man, because Sherlock Holmes is a drug addict, and Iron Man, Tony Stark, is an alcoholic. Something that I think Robert Downey Jr. knows quite a bit about. So bravo. But he did the introduction, and he was playful, and he was funny, and it was cute, and it was a couple of digs and jibes that he did in there, and it was just a perfect introduction. And then Jodie gets up on stage, and she thanks him and everybody else, and she does her little joke about, I have something to say, I have an announcement to make. I'm single. Ha ha ha, ha ha ha, ha ha ha, very, very cute. She basically outs herself again, talking about her relationship with her girlfriend or life partner who she's not together with anymore. Sydney, I believe, is her name, and about their life together and their commitment to each other, even though they're not together anymore, and the 2 children that they raised. By the way, those 2 kids of theirs, the 2 boys, I don't know if you saw them, the albino redheads. Ew. Those are a couple of ugly little fucks. Okay, and one of them is almost full grown, or if he's not full grown, those are a couple of ugly little albino redheaded fucks. They look like somebody cloned Ron Howard and did a bad job of it. That aside, she gets up there, she starts doing her thing, and it was okay, she's accepting a Lifetime Achievement Award, and that's awesome, good for her. But she went too long, and she got too preachy. And when you're watching a nice, fun show like the Golden Globes, everybody's fun and loose and just taking it easy, when you start to preach and go on for 6 minutes and 40 seconds in your acceptance speech, you get tiresome. I'm sorry, you do. 6 minutes and 40 seconds. That's too long. When you consider that the average presentation, announcement, and acceptance speech is usually goes under 4 minutes, and she's going almost 7, It's too fucking long. Okay, if I have time to shave, then your fucking acceptance speech is too fucking long. It got boring. And, unlike all these mewling little twats in the audience, everybody crying and clapping and talking about how brave she is and how wonderful she is. And I'm just like, and I'm talking about the men here. Fuck the women. I'm talking about the men. Bunch of mewling twats in the audience there. I'm just like, no, this is not interesting anymore. This is boring. And she kept getting all these applause breaks. People, like, she would, like, say something inspiring or whatever. And people were like, woo, ah, woo. And I'm like, you know what, Jodie? You're not getting an applause break. They thought you were fucking done. They thought you finally ended your long-ass speech. Which, by the way, she received, like, 3 applause breaks before she finally finished. By the first one, I'm, like, thinking, oh, yeah, great. Short and sweet. Way to go. Class act. By the second one, I'm thinking, okay, all right. You need a little more something to say. Why not? It's a Lifetime Achievement Award. Go with it. Yeah, okay. By the third one, I'm thinking, come the fuck on. Jesus Christ. I want to get my Hot Pocket out of the microwave. And by the time she was done, I was just like, I didn't even want to watch the rest of the show anymore. Even though I knew it was almost over, I didn't want to watch the rest of the show. The only reason that my girlfriend and I watched the rest of the show is because we had already committed so much time to it already. And we wanted to see if, like, maybe it picked up, maybe get a few funny moments, find out, who won the really big awards. That's what we wanted to do. So, no, Jodie Foster, you know what? Fuck you. And by the way, this was not a revelation. She comes out for the Golden Globes, and I'm like, she already came out in 2007. Mind you, not that she needed to. We all knew Jodie Foster is a lesbian. Jodie Foster is a dyke. Jodie Foster likes to eat carpet. We know that already. It's not brave to announce something that everybody already knows. No mad props for me on that one. I don't give a shit. That's like me coming out and saying, hey, everybody, I'm bald. You take one look at me, you pretty much already know, don't you? Yeah, I think so. No, it doesn't mean anything. She came out in 2007 officially in a magazine. I think it was People magazine. She came out officially. It was like, yep, I'm gay. Great. Well, what a shock. What a fucking surprise. Oh my God, Jodie Foster's a lesbian. What next? I'm sorry, that doesn't impress me. When somebody like Jodie Foster comes out and says that she's a lesbian, I mean, what's next? Ricky Gervais is gay. Well, yeah. Ricky Martin's gay. Well, yeah. We knew it. We already knew it. And if you are one of those people on this planet that didn't know that Jodie Foster was gay, if you've ever read a magazine, entertainment magazine, watched an entertainment show or a movie or whatever, or heard anything at all about Hollywood and Jodie Foster, if you didn't know that she was a lesbian, you're too stupid to exist on this fucking planet. Oh my God. No, you really want to impress me when it comes to that. Tell me Patrick Stewart's gay. Okay, I'll be impressed. Tell me Burt Reynolds is gay. You know what? I'll be impressed. Tell me George Clooney comes out of the closet and says, you know what? I love sucking Brad Pitt's cock. When that happens, I'll be impressed. But really, Jodie Foster telling me that she's a lesbian it's right up there with Ellen and and Helen Hunt and like, who gives a shit? We already knew. So no, I wasn't impressed by that at all. And then what I really loved is how for about half of her 6 minutes and 40-second speech that she was giving, about half of it was all about, the importance of privacy. I'm like, you're spending 6 minutes and 40 seconds talking about everything in your life and then insisting on your privacy. It doesn't work that way. Not in the slightest. So no, I was not impressed by her or her speech. All I wanted for it was to fucking be over. I thought it was boring. I thought it was already knew kind of news, and I don't care. I'm sorry. You know what? As sexist as this sounds, it is still way more of a black spot on you if you're a man and admit that you're gay in any forum. If you're a woman and you tell people that you're gay, well, you know what? You're in the public sector. You know what? People are like, "Oh wow, how brave of you! Oh wow, that's incredible. That's just wonderful." The Birkenstocks kind of threw me for a while, but now I get it. But if you're a man in any public profession, that for me tends to be a lot braver, because in this side of ours we have more of an acceptance for lesbians, as far as I can tell. That being male and female. You know what? Men and women both enjoy watching lesbian porn. We do. Men and women, not all of us enjoy watching, man on man gay porn. Nope. You know what? I love the gays. Everybody knows that. One of my best friends is gay, and I have a lot of gay friends besides that. And I'm very supportive of the gay people. But I'm telling you right now that I get creeped out when I see two big burly dudes holding hands. It creeps me out. When I see them kissing, it creeps me out, because innately that's not the way I think. In my mind, I'm thinking that seems a little weird and strange and not natural. No judgment on it, though. I mean, be happy with who you are, but I'm telling you from my point of view, when I see something like that, it makes me a little weird. But you watch a movie with two girls making out, I'll watch that all day long. If I see two women on the street making out, I will just stop and watch. I don't care if they get pissed off and give me the finger and call the cops. I don't give a fuck. I'm going to watch. I see two guys making out, I just see if I can pick up dog shit, whether or not I'm walking my dog or not. I'd rather do something else because it makes me uncomfortable. Yeah, not impressed by Jodie Foster at all. I actually thought that she ruined the show for me. She just went on and on and on and on, and it got boring. Anyway, that's it for right now, but I got more coming up, actually. I'm going to see if I can do a second show right after this. Hope you guys stay with me. Thank you for coming back and listening to yet another one of my rantings. Now that my throat, my voice is feeling better, maybe. Do I sound a little nasally to anybody? Anybody detecting that? In any case. But I do have more to talk about. I do have one of my favorite topics ever, actually, pedophiles. I want to talk about pedophiles yet again because there's a lot of new information out on the subject right now, and I do want to talk about it. I do want to revisit it, and see if you stay interested. All right. In any case, I'm going to play one more song now by Bosco and Peck. This is Blood by Bosco and Peck. Thanks for listening. I'm Joe the Shirt, and I've been off.
I'm standing with this gun in my hand. I'm looking around for some place to run. I'm staring in a selfish trance. Oh God, what have I done? Well, I've been searching in myself, and what is done I just can't. I know they'll never understand. See how this goes. I was done it. I'm doing the best I can. I can feel that love, though I'm standing in a pool of his blood. Please help me, please God, help me. Don't get me out of this hole that I'm in. And someone help me cover it up. I'm searching this house for plastic bags. Maybe a mop will help me stop this stuff. I'm cleaning it up and take the towels away. How can one head make so much blood? And I I've been searching in myself. What is done, I just can't help. I know they never understand. This tears ahead, I was dealt with. I'm doing the best I can. I can kill that man, though I'm standing in a pool of his blood. Please help me in. Please God, help me. Don't get me out of this hole that I've got. If someone help me cover it up. Watch to see who goes first. No time to hesitate. Got to leave this all